Hi, and welcome to the Basic and Advanced Play Overview for Fairy Mischief. Alright, setup for Fairy Mischief is very simple. Each player takes their deck and they shuffle it up. Then each player takes their playmat and puts it in front of them. And then you take all the pretty gems and you drop them into the bag of holding. And you are ready to play. First, we're going to take a look at the basic gameplay. This is the simplest way to play Fairy Mischief, and a good way to introduce yourselves to the victory conditions and the basic game flow. At the start of each turn, you're going to alternate players, taking one draw out of the bag of holding. This will be the gem that you will battle over. In the basic version, you basically play 3 head-to-head matchups, with the highest card winning. The player who wins at least 2 of 3 of the matchups takes the stone and adds it to the bracelet on their playmat. That's the basic mechanic in the game, but there are some other things you need to know, like the charm portal. The charm portal is on each player's playmat, and it comes into play in situations like this. Let's say we're on turn 2, and the stone drawn is this blue stone. Well, once again, we'll play the 3 matchups, and if you've noticed, this player doesn't have room for a blue stone on his bracelet, so the stone goes to the charm portal. And it's going to stay there until later in the game. Perhaps later in the game, the player gets another blue stone in the charm portal. When you have 2 stones in your portal that have the same color, you can activate the charm portal. When you activate the charm portal, you get a free draw from the bag of holding. In this case, the player drew the clear stone, and after activating the charm portal and drawing the stone, you put your 2 matching stones back into the bag. Each deck has 2 spell fizzle cards in it, and they have their own special rule. Spell fizzles work like this. Let's say it's another turn and you've drawn the clear stone to battle over, and you run your 3 head-to-head matchups, and uh-oh, the player on the left got a spell fizzle. That means even though that player had already won 2 matchups, they lose, and the clear stone goes to the player on the right. If both players ever draw spell fizzles at the same time, then the stone goes back into the bag and no one wins. Now there's a special kind of stones in the bag called Mischief stones. These stones don't match the color of anything on your bracelet, and they have their own special rules. When players fight over a Mischief stone, they do it the same way as they normally do. They run their 3 matchups, and then the player who wins 2 of 3 wins the stone. But as there's no place on the bracelet to put the stone is removed from play, and then the winner takes a die and rolls it to see what the stone's effect was. In this case, the player rolled a 3, which is the rune of cheating. That means one of the opponent's charms goes back into the bag. Kind of a mean thing to do. Alright, winning the game. Should be pretty clear how you win the game. Basically, the first player to get all 5 spots on their bracelet filled up is the winner. So that's the basic way to play Fairy Mischief. But there are also advanced rules you can add when your child is ready. What I'm going to show you next is the full advanced rules, but you can introduce them slowly as your kid learns them. Setup for the advanced game is exactly the same as the basic game, except players flip their mats over to the advanced play side. In addition, the youngest player is going to take a die and roll it, and we're going to see what the new battle style is. In this case, the battle style is double card battle. In the advanced play, you don't use the best of 3 mechanic to see who wins the gem. There are lots of different ways you can battle over the gems, and this die roll has just chosen that this game is going to start using the double card battle. There's another video that goes into more detail about this particular style of battling, but the short version is, it's a version that lets you use sort of like 2-handed 2-card poker hands. Each player draws 3 cards, plays 2, importantly decides which one they want to keep. The hands are revealed, and in this case the pair of 4s beats the 8 and 2, so the player on the right wins the gem. Now players are going to continue using this double card style refilling their hand up and battling over gems until another Fairy Mischief stone is drawn. If a Fairy Mischief stone is drawn, we go back to the battle styles and we roll. And this changes the battle styles during the game. So now the battle style is going to change to Fairy 21. Fairy 21 is sort of our version of a push your luck blackjack game, where now they're fighting over the green stone, and each player draws their starting 2 cards. The player with the lowest card face up gets to choose if they want to draw a card or reveal the hand. They choose to draw. The player on the right has the same choice. Then it goes back to the player on the left who says, you know what, I think I might go over 21, so let's reveal cards. And the player on the left wins with 18 to 16 and takes the stone. Now in each of these different ways to play, the spell fizzle card has its own unique ability as well. As I mentioned, the game still has the same victory condition no matter which version you're playing. So first one to get all 5 stones wins, and there you go. Now we've only got a few days left on Kickstarter, and we really appreciate you helping us spread the word. And if you like what you saw, fund the project and you'll be one of the first people to get Fairy Mischief. Thank you very much.